Thinking about acreage? Stop for a second. Because the equipment you used in the suburbs, it's not going to work here. This is why a Kubota Z421 Zero Turn becomes increasingly necessary, not optional. This video isn't theory or a technical discussion, it's real-world use. I combined 3 videos into one to show what mowing and general maintenance on acreage actually looks like. The workload, the conditions, and the decisions you don't think about ahead of time. We'll walk the property, break down the zones, and then get into real mowing footage in the early spring mud. If you're about to make the jump into acreage, watch this first. It's a lot of work. One of the things I hope to teach people, if you're someone like me who's turned 50, I did retire, so I have time to do this. But if you're thinking about going from the suburbs to acreage like this, what you're going to need and what you're going to need to do and how hard you're going to have to work. A lot of it starts with having to get a much bigger lawnmower like this Kubota. This is a premium lawnmower, and you could probably do what I mow, the 3 areas I mowed, with a Home Depot brand, Cadet, lower models. This is just more luxury and beefy and quality and engineering that you're going to get with the Kubota. So we'll go do a quick walk around and I'll talk some more about, what you may need to do if you're considering getting some acreage and taking care of it and getting away from the suburbs. But saying that, I mean, I'm not like rural. I'm on 5 acres, but over that way you can see houses. That's the city while I'm in the county. And that subdivision right over there was put up 5 to 4 years ago. This used to be one big, massive, 100+ acre farm. And those houses, there's 100 houses over there with the average value of $700,000. And the city beyond that, or on the other side, that's a brand new middle school. And the city beyond that is the fastest growing city in Washington State, which has had these kind of subdivisions everywhere. So it's not like I'm rural. I have some basics like cable, and I don't have sewer. I have to have my own septic, which of course the septic's right in front of you, the septic hill. So it's not like I'm rural, but you still. We have a new Costco in our town, and an In-N-Out burger about 3 miles away. That's how rural I am, okay? But if you want acreage like this, you got to take care of it. Like, this grass is growing. Your dog's going to love it, believe me. You're going to have to mow this. This grass is growing crazy. Since I recorded out here 3 days ago, it's 6 inches taller. When it dries up enough in a month or 2, we'll be recording me out on the tractor. So stick around this channel if you want to see me go through this stuff. Nice eagles, or not eagle, but falcon flying over there. Stick around and I'll go through what it takes, because I didn't grow up doing it. I had to learn it, and you can learn it from people like me on YouTube. I learned it from GP Outdoors, who I have a link to earlier. You'll see if you saw those or you're watching a compiled version. Never owned a barn, never owned chickens. Huge garden. I had gardens. I built gardens. Never had a storage like this with all these tools. I had basic tools for a average $500,000 suburb house, but it can be done if you want to do it and you want to put the work in. You can do it. So this was the first area I mowed. Side area, I call it, behind the barn with the hill for our septic, which we have to have in this area because of clay. When I bought this place, I had this paved. I built that center area myself. It was one massive center area full of bushes, 10 feet tall, with that tree in the middle. I took my tractor in there and ripped them all out, and then put the bricks in myself and brought in 10 yards of soil, piled it up high, put the bark dust in and irrigation, and that tree in the middle there has grown significantly since then. It's just beautiful. And then over here was just a hill. I put this in. I still got to work on it because I need to get some more soil in along the bricks where just the grass isn't growing. That is my summer pit, fire pit that I built myself. Brought in the gravel, big gravel for it. I planted a lot of these trees, these Leyland cypress, because when we moved in, there was cedars back there, and 2-3 cedars died, just straight up were green, and one year just died on the neighbor's property and fell over on the mine, and I had to chainsaw them up. Right here was 3, you see the stumps, 3 big cedars protecting my view, privacy. They died, I had to take them out. I put these Leyland cypress in when we first moved in. Look how big they've gotten in 5 years. Those are 30 plus feet. This is the fine lawn that we just mowed. This is what I call the pump house. When you have your own property, you have a well, and you have a pump house. Inside there is all the things needed for a well. This is my persimmon tree. It's in a bad spot. But since I put in UV filters in there so that the water has UV, this is getting kind of old, and I think there's going to need to be some repairs done. A lot of work. I put that hot tub in, put the concrete underneath it. It's a small one. I hate hot tubs, so it's my wife's. It's kind of a little area over my space in there that's what they really didn't do anything with. I think they actually labeled it rabbit run, and it has an old rabbit holder back in there. Maybe before it all grew real big like this 30 years ago, they may have had rabbits back there. That's what you do if you have acreage. There's the area where we've been working back there. I've spent a lot of time cleaning this out and cleaning these, and I should do it again this year, but I did it heavily last year. Again, I put this driveway in. This was all a deep kind of gully where the water would just wash down. I came in and put the gravel in with, put protection down so nothing would grow there, even though weeds I'll need to round up soon. Fruit trees. The small ones are fruit trees I've put in. The deer are atrocious here when these fruit trees come in. Deer are out here. My camera catches deer all summer long out here trying to eat my fruit, and I've learned how to deal with that. I'll probably record that. I have a bunch of motion sensor based sprinklers that scare them off, and have worked for years perfectly. And if you may have seen, I have this water spigots, irrigation everywhere. The owners did a great job of putting those things all over the place for me. I put in those fruit trees. These up here are all blueberries. The blueberries right in front here, the big ones, existed. The other ones I put in, we had a big one die right over there. And then I put in, they had raspberries, but by the time I got it, it was just a blackberry nest. So I ripped it all out. There's already irrigation in there. And I put in the blackberries. I decided to go with railroad ties. I'm not so sure if I really like them too much, but they've been growing. But the deer get them and eat them. You can see some are bigger than the others. It's because the deer get them. I have to put a sprinkler on these. And over there is where we've been working. Then I built this entire garden myself. There was a small garden here that was just, plastic on earth, and I bought all these, put all these in. This irrigation here was already here, but I don't even use them. I capped them off. You'll probably record me doing this garden. I've grown a lot of good stuff, had some really good years and some not so good years. I built this last year and grew a lot of corn, and we'll sow this year. I tapped into the irrigation over here. This is right here, which already existed. I had to put a new pole in because the other one rotted out and fell over, and ran the irrigation over here and water the corn. So we're back to where we started on the other side of the chicken coop, which is going to be a major project this summer. I'm going to rip out that entire back area, redo it, because all those posts are rotting out, and I need to get sand in there and just make their conditions better. What I'm going to do is since their coop is this building right here, has a door inside. I don't know what they were thinking here with the barn, but see how it has the foundation? I'm going to bust a door right there, and I'm going to build this out temporarily with some fence and make this their outdoor area for a while I redo their current run. Another spigot. So that's what I deal with. Again, I grew up in apartments until I was 18. No, technically, no, I grew up in apartments till I was 24, and then directly into a suburb house. So I didn't do any of this stuff in my childhood, but I'm doing it now, and you can too. And if you stick around for some of my Gen X related things, maybe you can learn, and maybe you would consider doing it yourself, because it's definitely nice being the privacy of not having those. Everybody got some, man. They got those neighbors who are just pain in the ass weirdos, and we've had them. And out here, the only people we have to deal with is our easement road and the house back there. It's a $3.5 million house. They're trying to sell it for $5 million. And they're Russians, and they're not very friendly. First month we were here, we had a run-in with the lady because she was upset I was putting my garbage cans out in front of the easement where they go. And even the garbage people, I actually wasn't doing that. I was putting them on the road by my mailbox, and the garbage man tagged it and said, put it over there. And so I did, and the wife got upset, and I haven't talked with them since. Just weirdos. You still get them, but see how far away they are? I don't ever have to deal with them. So stick around. If you like this, subscribe. We'll do some more. Got a lot of work to do as it warms up. You can see that tree fell down in winter. I gotta chainsaw that up soon. This is my dirty early spring Kubota Z421 Zero Turn mower. You see it's extremely dirty. It usually isn't. And the reason for that is it's early spring in the Northwest, and all I have on my property still is mud. You can look at these tires. I got these tires this year. And rims. I bought the rims to them for $100. And then went to Les Schwab and got these light mud tires for it. Now, you ask why. Over here are the stock tires, the turf tires. You can see them here. You see how the tread's full of mud. It's because it's the Pacific Northwest and it's early spring. It just turned spring. And this out here has dried a little bit because it rained yesterday and the day before, but it wasn't too bad. But we had like a couple atmospheric rivers come by and dump 7 inches of rain in a week, 2 weeks. And so this becomes, all of my lawn becomes muddy. It's a clay base, so it's just is mud. But then look at the grass. Look how tall this grass is. Yeah, it rained, but it's been abnormally warm. So in the Northwest, I've mowed 5 times now since the beginning of the year, early January, which is unheard of, right? Every year it gets earlier and earlier because our temperatures are warmer and warmer. And I have to mow. Like now I have to mow, even though I know in spots like down there by the gate, it's a mud pit. But if I have the turf tires on, the thing just gets stuck and peels out and leaves long 8-foot burn marks. If I can even get out, I have to get my tractor, my Kubota LX2610, and pull it out. And every year in early spring and late fall that happens. I have to do it almost every single time. But I have to mow. Let's see how tall it is. I've mowed this 5 times this year. So these tires are awesome and they work flawlessly, and they've left some marks but very rare, and I get grip and they're awesome. And I'll tell you what, like many things I do around here, being I've had this property for 5 years. That's my field back there. I go to the Kubota dealership and I say, hey, I want to get some mud tires for my Kubota, and they look at me like I'm dumb. They look at me like I'm insane. And I do it anyways, and it works. So, if you're in the same situation as me, do it. Now I'll switch to the turf tires probably, late spring or summer when it really dries up. Because nowadays in summer, we get 90 degrees for 4 months straight and hardly any rain. Our weather changes around here is insane. I've lived here since 1980. Like, we didn't get any snow this year. We used to get snow all the time in the 80s. So you see how dirty the Kubota is? Because the tires do flip up a lot of mud. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can attach my camera here to the Kubota and just mow my back area. I have 3 areas I mow. This is a side area and behind the barn. It doesn't have irrigation, so it dies dry in summer. And then I have a big area by my fruit trees, same thing. And then I have my fine cut lawn, which has 12 zones of irrigation, a lot of irrigation. So I'm just going to mow this area today because it needs it. My fruit tree area, which is actually right over here. This is part of it. It's actually a little bit even worse. Like, there's grass getting up to a foot, and it's done this in a week since I mowed it last. A week, maybe 2 weeks. It has done nothing but rain, so it's crazy. So let's see what we can do. This is a great machine. I probably mow 2 acres. It's in spring. It's in fall. Once every 3 days in summer. What's out here when it's dry, just to get rid of weeds maybe once a week. Fine grass once every 3 days. But this thing is a beast, and it's awesome. It cuts through anything. Will mow this extremely fast. But extremely reliable. I have 250 hours on it. I couldn't say any better. That's a Kawasaki 26 horsepower motor. Gas, burns gas like a dinosaur. First, like hours per gallon on this versus the diesel tractor, which is 26 horsepower, was insane. The tractor could run for, I'd say, 3 times longer for the same amount of fuel. But yeah, I'll probably get into this a little bit more later. Right now I need to mow. See if I can attach it to the Zero Turn and see if I can get it mowing my back area here. There you have it. It's absolutely brutal. I don't know if the camera will come out recording it because I'll have it in fast speed, but I mean, most of the time the grass was 6 inches to a foot tall. And I have this in mulch. So it bogged out a lot, and I had to go really slow, and I had to stop it a lot. And you wonder why I do that, is because it drops a lot of the stuff inside, like here. And I'll put that in areas of low where a lot of water accumulates to over time hopefully build up the area. Did it back there by that gate, some by those trees back there. But yeah, it's pretty brutal. There's a lot of little roosters that I'm not going to care about, because I'll be mowing this again probably in hopefully 3 days, but it'll probably rain and get right back to that same height within a week. Before it could be 2 weeks before I can rain. You see how dirty grass all over the place. What I do now is I'll get my leaf blower out and I'll blow it clean. Won't be able to record that, but yeah, come later spring I'll clean up the Kubota, the Z421. Power spray it, do a big clean on it so it will look nice, and put on the summer tires, the turn tires back on. We're not needed. But yeah, so it's a beast. But I know my neighbor has the bigger Kubota diesel, and I almost wish I had that, but this gets in the tight spots. Tomorrow I'll mow the fruit trees and probably report it. But yeah, it's a great mower. If you like this, stick around for more of this kind of Gen X activity. And you know, I grew up in the suburbs. I've had this place for 5 years. I never had a zero turn, never had a barn, never had chickens, never had acreage. I had a Honda mower for 5,000 square foot of mowing. I mow more right here than I did at my previous houses. I spent 30 years in IT. People I know are amazed that I have a tractor and land and take care of it. It's not, it's not rocket science. It's not like running a $200 million federal data center, but all this is new to me. For 5 years, and I'm enjoying it, and I enjoy hopefully sharing it with people who also enjoy this kind of thing. So like and subscribe for more content. I will throw a shout out to the person that I learned from. Really good YouTube channel called I'll put a image here. He's not so active anymore, but I learned a lot about the Kubota tractor from him up in Canada. Makes great videos, so check him out too. Welcome back to Gen X Rewatch. I just mowed my fruit tree field, and I'll show that next in probably fast forward super speed. Only take a minute or two. It's again, if you have watched my previous videos on this series, last time I mowed this area. This time I mowed the fruit trees. Absolutely brutal. Extremely thick and tall grass because it's been growing real bad. And raining. It's been warm. So this is the first sun we've had in a little while. A little over a week. I've had to mow 5 times this year. So you'll see my little helper out there following around. Right, Shiva? So stick around. If you like this, like and subscribe. So the algorithm will pick it up, and I'll do more content like this. The next time I mow will be my fine lawn, which probably won't need to be done for a week. It'll get pretty thick too. So yeah, watch the other videos I created. I talk more about the Kubota and my mud tires, my spring mud tires. I won't duplicate that in case there are any repeat watchers, which I doubt. But check out these other videos. Welcome back to Gen X Rewatch Spring Series. In this case, it's the Kubota Z421 Zero Turn with my early spring mud tires. I've done two parts of this before, if you haven't seen them, for the different zones I mow. The first zone was this one. It's already growing long, and I mowed 3 days ago. The second was around my fruit trees, which is back that way on the other side of the chicken coop. And today will be my fine lawn that has, that's the one that's irrigated and grows all year round because of that. This area here dies come summer. So I'll attach the camera to my Zero Turn. If you want to see more information about the Zero Turn, check out the previous videos. Today I'll just attach the camera and record mowing my fine lawn. If you like this, like and subscribe so I can get it out there by the YouTube algorithm, and I'll do more of these.